Hello and welcome back to the Women's Football Chat. Today we're here to predict Game Week 7 of the 23-24 WSL season. It's been a good season so far, a lot of shocks, a lot of twists in the tale already, and yet we're still somehow ended up at a table that makes a lot of sense. It's been a good start to the season though, hasn't it, Harry?
It has been, yeah, and as you say, 6 game weeks deep now, the table is starting to take shape. You've got your front runners, you've got your relegation fodder.
Yeah.
Few surprises in there, the likes of Aston Villa being down 11th, but apart from that, it is a pretty spot-on table, and we are set for a big run.
Surprisingly so, because there's been a lot of shock results so far. There's been a lot of big upsets and a lot of big matches, yet we have still come to a table which makes some sense. So, without further ado, though, let's get into Game Week 7's predictions. So, first up, the Saturday kickoff, the sole Saturday kickoff. It's Chelsea, tabletoppers Chelsea, hosting Liverpool. 1:30 kickoff. Do we see any surprises? I don't. Chelsea top of the league. Liverpool, they've looked decent at times this season, but haven't really shown any consistency. But Harry, what are your thoughts heading into this one?
Yeah, Chelsea, steam train that does not look like stopping yet again, every single season.
City came close, but they should have won that game, really. They got 2 red cards, and that cost them big time.
I mean, a bit of a controversy in the midweek. Feel like a lot of controversy in the midweek. Feel like they were robbed.
We could do an hour on that WSL game against Real Madrid, but alas, frustration for Chelsea. They'll be hoping to get back to winning ways against Liverpool.
Yeah, I mean, they look brilliant against Everton, and I expect the same, but I'll go for one less goal. Only 2-0 to Chelsea. I'll go from the opener through Sam Kerr, and then a second from Fran Kirby.
Yeah, fair enough. I think this could be, could be similar to Aston Villa. I don't think it'll be that comprehensive, but I will say 3-0 Chelsea. Won't be too ridiculous, but I still think they'll have the measure of Liverpool here. I will say goals from Sam Kerr. So I say Guro Ryan, but I'm not exactly sure on her fitness because I would have expected her to start on Wednesday night if she was fit. So I'm not sure whether she'll play. So to be safe, I'll go Aggie Beaver-Jones again, because even if she doesn't start, she will score from the bench because she does every single week. And then I will go Millie Bright from a corner, similar to the Villa one, where she just sort of put it in the back of the net and then just walked off. I think it'll be something like that to give Chelsea a third. Liverpool, they look good this season, but I just think this Chelsea challenge is something they can't really handle as of yet. On to the Sunday then, and the first kickoff, the 1:00 kickoff, it's Everton versus Bristol City. I think we could be in for a decent game here. Everton have enjoyed a decent season so far. They've not really pulled off any massive upsets. They've not really been upset at any point this season, so they've plodded along quite nicely. Bristol City, on the other hand, I think it was a shock that they've only just slipped to the bottom of the league. They've not really impressed anyone, and I think this could be another very difficult away trip. But what do you think?
Yeah, I think there's a point between both sides. Bristol City sitting on 3, Everton sitting on 4.
A slightly worse season than Everton would have expected, I have to say.
Yeah, I mean, Bristol City, big 3 points they picked up, but I mean, last weekend you feel like Aston Villa was a winnable game, especially in Villa's horrendous form.
Yeah,
didn't manage to get
Villa had that quite comfortable in the end, to be fair.
Yeah, Everton, I think they'll expect a win here. I think I'll go for a slim win. I will go 1-0, and I go Heather Payne to get her first goal of the season.
Fair enough, and you've absolutely nabbed my prediction there. I'll say, I was going to say Heather Payne as well. Trying to think who else I could go for an Everton goal now. But I think they'll probably win it 1-0. It's going to be a tight one. And I'm going to match you bet there with Heather Payne. I just can't. I don't really see Bristol City getting many goals this season. They've done all right in recent times, but and Everton haven't really scored either. But Everton should have the measure here. They are at home. I think they'll go 1-0. But Heather Payne not scored so far this season.
No, I mean, one goal between the front three, and that's from Piemonte on the left.
Yeah, well, if he scored, I might back her to score, then I'll go Piemonte to get the goal for Everton. On to the 2:00 then, Brighton versus Arsenal. Brighton pulled off a huge upset last weekend as they beat Manchester City by 1-0, and they've actually been the surprise package, I would say, in the WSL so far this season. Arsenal have been surprising for other reasons at times, but have somehow found themselves second in the league. No idea how that's happened because they didn't win in the first 2 matches, but they've climbed back up to second, only 3 points off leaders Chelsea. But given City tripped up at Brighton last week, could Arsenal do the same?
I mean, potentially. So Arsenal, for the first 45 minutes of last week, looked like they were going to get battered by Leicester.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I mean, what a turnaround in the second half. So it really depends which Arsenal team we're going to get, because it's a team that scored 6 in 45 minutes. Brighton in for big trouble. I think it'll be in between though. I'll go 2-0 to the Gunners. I'll go for a goal from Russo. Scored last week, going to score again. She's going to try and find some form now. And then I'll go for Beth Mead.
I'm going for an upset. I'm back in the upset here. I look at what Arsenal have been good at this season. They've not always started too quickly. They're very good in the City game. Very good at being able to play against that press. When City pushed up high, Arsenal were able to play through it. But against smaller sides, they've really struggled to break them down. And it wasn't until Leicester were 2-0 up that Arsenal were able to actually use the complacency almost of Leicester to really exploit them. And I think that Brighton will be able to hold off Arsenal. And I think they'll win this game 3-1. Is it Kirsty Turland? I want to say is her first name. I can't remember. Elizabeth Turland. She's been on fire this season. I think she'll bag a brace again here. And then I'll go Thorisdottir as well. She's looked an incredible signing so far for Brighton. Did she get the goal against City?
Can't remember.
Can't remember who scored that, but I wanted to say she did. I remember hearing her name. It might have just been a positive discussion about her performance. But yeah, she's done really well this season. I think she'll contribute to the goals here. I think Arsenal get a consolation. I was going to say Alessia Russo because she needs a goal for confidence, but I think it's actually going to be Black Sturnius, and that will reflect quite poorly on Russo. I think it's going to be another difficult day for Alessia Russo. Up next, it's Leicester versus Tottenham, the 3 o'clock kickoff. I do love in the WSL how they stagger the kickoffs. It means you can watch a variety of fixtures. Leicester, very shocking in the first few weeks. They actually picked up some really big and important victories. Since then, they've been shuffled back down to a more normal 7th place, but they've still got the capability of pulling off an upset. Tottenham, on the other hand, it's been a bit of an up and down season for them. I think they're 5th in the league at the moment.
Still pretty strong.
Not too bad. You'd back them to win here, but could you see Leicester pulling off the upset?
Potentially, but again, I mean, Leicester on the opposite side of that Arsenal game of 2 halves. Really, really good first half, but that second half was a complete capitulation. Tottenham, as you say, they've been a bit up and down.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. I can't see a winner. I'm going to go 0-0. I can't see either side getting anything. I think Beth England is still injured for Tottenham as well, so probably their most likely goal scorer is out. But I mean, Marta Thomas has done well, but I'm expecting a goalless game.
Fair enough. I'm going to go 2-0 Tottenham. I think Marta Thomas will be one of the players amongst the goals, and I'm going to go for Tracy Neville. So I go for Ildhusen, but I think Neville's been in really good form recently, and I think she'll bag again here. I don't know to say back again. I don't know if she scored yet this season, but I think she'll bag here, and I'll go 2-0 Tottenham. A comfortable away victory. A Leicester side who, while they started really strong, haven't really shown a lot in the last few weeks. Up next, and a crucial game for both sides here, it's West Ham versus Aston Villa. West Ham have found points hard to come by this season and haven't really looked like upsetting the apple cart in any of the games against the bigger teams. Aston Villa have been absolutely shocking, and their only 3 points so far this season came courtesy of victory over Bristol City. So they've not really pulled off anything you would say is extraordinary, Aston Villa. Neither of West Ham, but could either side pull off something decent here?
I mean, Villa, they'll want to take confidence from that Bristol City win, and they'll feel that this is a winnable game against West Ham because I mean, it's going to be hard to pick themselves up off the ground after getting torn apart by Man United last week.
Yeah.
I think it was 5-0, 6-0 in the end. Villa should get a win. I think they will. You know, West Ham, it's not been great. There's still only a point between these two sides. But Villa are probably the better side on paper. I will go 1-0. I'll go a Rachel Daly penalty, though. So still not convincing from Aston Villa, but 3 points that they badly need.
You're nicking all my 1-0 predictions today. I'll go 2-0 Aston Villa then, just to be a little bit different. I think Alicia Lehmann will be amongst the goals, possibly from the bench though, because she doesn't often start games. And I was going to go Kirsty Hansen, but is she suspended still?
No, I don't think so.
Is she back from suspension? All right, I'll back her to score, then I'll go 2-0 to Aston Villa.
One red card.
Okay, fair enough. I thought she picked up a red card more recently than that, but
might have.
Fair enough. I think she'll score them. But Villa, they've not been great this season. I think they should have some key players back soon. We've not really seen, as Kenza Darley, I want to say, has been injured for most of the campaign so far. So pretty key players should be back soon. Could be key for Aston Villa. The final game then. Now we are live for our first stream on the channel. So join us on Sunday from 4:15. We'll be covering all things in Manchester. Manchester Derby, Manchester United versus Manchester City. I'm very excited for it. Are you, Harry?
Yeah, it's a big game, very big game, as you say. United, they've had a bit of an interesting year. They still find themselves fourth. Big win last weekend against West Ham. City, 2 tough losses on the bounce now to Brighton and Arsenal. they need 3 points.
Yeah, they definitely do. And this is going to be a very crunch game. Manchester United have not struggled against big sides because they've still got results over the line, but Aston Villa wasn't comfortable in the opening day of the season. The Arsenal game,
Very lucky.
very fortunate, as you say, to get a point from that. So, yeah, they've not been very convincing. City, though, the last 2 performances have been very poor against Brighton and Arsenal, so it will be interesting. Harry, have you got a prediction for the big Sunday game?
I'm going to go honours even 1-1. I think it's going to be an interesting game. I'd expect United to take the lead early, and I'll go for a goal from... I'll tell you what, I think I'll go City score first, actually. And I will go Chloe Kelly. And then off the bench, Nikita Paris. Like last week. I mean, when she came on last week, they're already 4-0 up. But she'll come on this week when they need a goal and get it for them with a couple of minutes on the clock.
Paris been very good this season. There have been a few shouts for her to be included in the next England team. A sensational return to the England team, that would be. So it'll be interesting to see whether that materialises. I'm inclined to go for a draw here as well. You went 1-1, right?
Yeah.
Again, literally taking the prediction out of my mind. I will say 2-2 then. Right. I think it will be... I think Jose Ferreira will score for Manchester United. I think United actually go 2 up. And also Ella Toone. She needs goals and needs a big performance. She's not been good enough this season, Ella Toone. Really not sinner, to be honest. Needs to get involved in this Manchester derby if they're going to have any chance of getting anything out of the game. City, though, will recover it, and I will go for a Lauren Hemp goal and then a Jill Roord equaliser. It'll be a late equaliser. And the type of performance, the type of goal that really cements her in Manchester City folklore.
I'm expecting a fun derby there. Should be good.
Oh yeah, should be a really good game. It's a weekend of derbies in women's football. Of course, we've got the Real Madrid-Barcelona game on Saturday as well. We'll be keeping tabs on that one. And then, obviously the Manchester derby on Sunday. So a lot of football this weekend, a lot of exciting WSL action. And as I say, join us on Sunday, or join me on Sunday, Harry. You may join us second half.
Possibly.
Depending on what time you get back. So, join us for it. Should be a great stream. That's everything for this week, though. Get your predictions in the comments down below for all 6 clashes. And that's everything for this week. Thank you guys very, very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.